All right. Hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some CPI data and it's down. I did not expect it to be having this much of an effect on the market, which it is because we have a green market. But we do have some down CPI. We've got CPI at 4.9%. 4.9. 4.9%. It is lower, than 5 last month. It's not like aggressively low, but it is lower. And so stock market green, Palantir's at 970. I can't, that's insane. Palantir is just like, I did not expect it to be this to sustain this momentum, but it's doing it, and I'm really happy that it's doing it because I didn't expect that. But nonetheless, here it is. Aaron, what's up? Doug Crawford, Gail Thomas, Mr. Emilio Sohn, morning from Denmark. What's up, brother? Philip, Iceman, JJ, Niels, Drew Cameron, Canman, Eeyore was right. We on the come up. We are on the come up. Palantir at 972. Wow. Could you imagine if we get close to that 10 Dolores? 10 Dolores. That's all we need. We need 10 Dolores. If we can get to 10 Dolores, that would be pretty insane. It would be pretty insane to see if we can get there. Felicia, what's up? Everclear, good morning, Gold. No pressure to admit, but I paused my rewatch of last night's Finance Junkies for this stream. Well, it's a lot of me, so hopefully you enjoy it. Mickey Mouse Longstick, Jake Arbin, what's up? We need to get back to double digits. Nate, what's up? I'm $2,000 up. That's awesome. Kevin, that's awesome. Yeah, hopefully we get back to double digits and we sustain it. I mean, $10 would be like just dope if we can sustain actually getting to $10. We missed the jacket. I have to get the blazer. All right, so let's pull up Webull. Let's see where stocks are at. Now, Airbnb took a nasty fall last night. And Airbnb, let's actually see if they're recovering at all. So let's go to them. Airbnb, so as you can see, Palantir is up about 2%. Airbnb, wow, still down 13% pre-market. So for some reason, the market didn't like Airbnb's report, even though they beat on pretty much everything. I mean, the numbers were good. The numbers were not bad from what I saw. But the market did not enjoy it. The market did not like it. So it is what it is. I mean, if the market didn't like it, the market didn't like it. SoFi up at 556. So remember, SoFi was at 470. It got hit. We've got Truist up 3%. Meta up 2%. PacWest up 8%. Western Alliance up 6%. So all the banks are continuing to rally, likely off different fears that, the banks have currently right now. But they are in. Okay, so hold on. Let me see this. I just realized that Apple Music gives a student plan for $5.99 for theme to $10.99 saves me every month. Yeah, Spotify also has a student plan as well. So you see that. At this point, I see a bit more than my parents. Not bad. Palantir Research, what's up? Upstart also had a big one. Look, I don't know that much about Upstart. They were up 40%, still up 40% right now in the pre-market. Yeah, Upstart's an interesting one. Okay, they are a AI loan lending service company. They went, I mean, if you look at, they were at 400 at one point, right? And then they collapsed down to $11. Now they're at $20. So if you're buying anytime along this time, you got screwed. Now it's like this is one of those things where, like, I don't think the business is that special, even though some people might disagree with me, including Owen. I think that the expectations for earnings were so bad because, the company's gone from 400 to 11. There's no real expectations. Even Lyft, right? Lyft might go back to $12 at one point just because expectations are hit. Same thing with Snapchat. So I think they just beat on expectations. I don't think there's any fundamental change in the business. But if you are an Upstart shareholder and you've got a decent average, congrats to you because you are up on that stock. So again, CPI came in at 4.9%. That's why we have the green. Now, CPI decreased the lowest it's decreased in a year, right? Last month it was 5. This month it was 4.9. So it's not like it was some beautiful, substantial decrease in CPI. It was a decrease. It wasn't, some crazy decrease. But it was a decrease. So it was enough, I guess, for the market to be excited. I do think there might be a little bit of selling on that news when this opens, because it's not like CPI was 4.5. But the fact is we're under 5. And if in the next 3-4 months, this 4.9 can turn into 3, and who knows, by end of December, we're getting close to the 2.9 range. I mean, this could be really exciting. This could be really exciting. We just got to see. Think Real, thank you for the morning coffee. Go Palantir. Thank you so much. $5 super chat means a lot to me. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the $5 that I will spend on a caramel latte. Let's test $10.5 to $11 today. Let's freaking go. I love it, Sachin. For those that don't know, Sachin, also, we need you on the weekly this Friday. So if you can make it 11 p.m. Eastern, please hop on the show. Sachin has a lot of money in Palantir. He is 100% in his U.S. portfolio. So his entire portfolio for the United States is all Palantir. And, I was thinking about Sachin the other day, like why you did that. And it's just like, it makes so much sense. And I know it's because the price is moving up, so you start to get more friendly towards the idea. But theoretically, if there's no other better opportunity, that is as explosive as Palantir. And the reason I started thinking about it is less of the stock, more of what Karp was saying. Right? When Karp was talking about demand for AI and how revolutionary it can be, that's when I was like, oh yeah, why would you pick anything else, right? Why would you pick anything else? Just makes sense at that point. So it makes sense. Okay. So it's an important thing. CPI gives banks some runway, breathing room. That is also very true. Palantir is actually sustaining. Yeah, I mean, look, Nate, this is a big wow for me. I'm someone who will be on Palantir weekly. All right, awesome, Sachin. We'll see you there on Friday. I'm someone who always says be cautious of Palantir, because the amount of times I've seen it sell into a good earnings or into any type of run up has been a lot. I was really surprised yesterday it got to 950, and but it climbed back up. I think the reason, if I had to guess, was these price target increases. We got a $10 price target, $9 price target, a $15 price target. We got some that maintained a sell rating. But a lot of these, when price targets increase and there's analysts that are covering the stock, whether it's the algos or the broader market, those have an effect, right? I mean, if everyone says, hey, it should not be at $8, it should be at $9, then the broader market's going to be like, okay, well, I guess it should be at $9, right? Now we need those price targets obviously go to $15, $20, $25. That's going to take more growth. But, if that happens, then there's going to be some good momentum for Palantir. Let's see what happens at the open, man. Let's see if we can rally this motherfucker up to 10. That would be exciting. Or do we go back down to the low 9s? Which, if we do, I'm not even, I wouldn't be the saddest about, because the fact that we're sustaining 9 would be a big deal. May 10th, ladies and gentlemen, 2023, 9:30 a.m. The stock market is open. Wake your ass up. The stock market is open. Okay, so we see Palantir get to 960 as soon as the market opens. So we get there. We're down a little bit. We'll go back to that one. Snapchat 850, Upstart 1932, maintaining 38% growth. Airbnb still down 13%, maintaining that. Apple 173, Bitcoin 28,000. Icon Enterprises down 14% at $32. It was at $39 yesterday, so it's a nice little decline for Icon Enterprises. Tesla 170, Square 59, DraftKings 24, Fiverr 28, Nasdaq 12,280, Disney 103, Paramount Global still stuck at $16. Shopify continuing to do well off of their earnings, maintaining their momentum at 64. SoFi 555. The banks are up. Western and PacWest are up. The banks are up. Enphase at 158. Ginkgo actually up at 140. I think they have earnings today. They have earnings. Robinhood has earnings, and another company that I care about has earnings. I forgot the name of the company, but they also have earnings. So we're going to see a bunch of different companies do earnings. Damn, I can't remember the name of them. I know Wendy's, but there's another one. I totally forgot the name, but they're doing earnings. Microsoft at 309. ARK. Let's see Robinhood. Does Hood have any earnings? Run up, yeah, hood's up to 930, about 2.03%. Microsoft 309, Spotify 145, Netflix 334, JPM, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, also are all up. Look at the S&P 414. Goodness gracious. S&P at 414. It just does not care. It does not care. All these people on CNBC talking about there's going to be a recession soon. If there is, we've got to see a decline in the S&P. The problem is big tech is so much of the S&P, and big tech had such a great earnings. You know, like all of big tech had a phenomenal earnings, to be honest. I mean, these companies put up billions and billions of dollars in revenue and net income. S&P is maintaining a momentum. It's trading at like 18 to 20 times a PE, and it's historically supposed to be 14, 15. So technically it's overvalued, but if big tech is doing what it's doing, then the S&P is going to follow. You know, this is that means at 340, at 380, 370, it was the time to buy. And there were people saying 3,200 is on the horizon. I mean, there are people who have come on my channel that have constantly said we're going to see new lows on the S&P, which maybe we will. Maybe we will. We will see. All right. Where's Palantir at? 955. Okay. So 970 was not sustainable. We're at 950. Let's see. That means people are selling. People are selling at 970. They didn't believe the 970, so they sold. So let's see. You know the biggest thing about Palantir, the biggest issue? There's 2.1 billion shares outstanding. And until we get that S&P 500 inclusion, we got to get that 2.1 billion to like 1 billion, which means a billion shares have to get bought up, right? And for that to get bought up, like you got to get Wall Street in. You've got to get so many fund managers to have just a little piece of Palantir, 100,000 shares, 300,000 shares, a couple million shares here and there in order for this to really, you know, do what it needs to do. And we're just not at that level yet. Prakash, thank you for the super chat. $1.99 means a lot, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Means a lot. Prakash Damor Duran. Thank you. I think your two girls are in your profile picture. So that's awesome. I love it. Thank you for that. Amazon running. We've got Amazon. Amazonian. Amazon. Look at that. Amazon 108 up 2%. Not bad. So Amazon is up now at around the 108 level. Remember, Amazon beat up to 122. So we got to see a little bit more for Amazon. This was basically where Amazon was at before earnings, and earnings came out, and then they crushed it. Amazon now at 109. Let's see if they have any momentum or if they just get sold off. Let's see what happens to Amazon there. What else do we have? I mean, what percentage of portfolio is Palantir right now? I think it's like 50 or 60%, something like that. Something around that range. Do you think Kathy may come back into Palantir? We were talking about this last night on the podcast. I think like there's a shot. The problem is, remember, she sold it off because she didn't think the government business was growing well. And to me, I was like, that's so dumb because like in 2021, if you were covering Palantir, the narrative was they have too much government focus, not enough commercial business, right? That was the narrative. Then commercial started like really doing well, especially in the United States. And then Kathy sold it off because she says there's too many government competitors that are private that the government's going to go with. First of all, none of those have IL6 security clearance. I don't even know if her team did any research on what that means. Palantir got that after she sold off, which like if you had done any research, you would have realized Palantir is one of the only companies in the world that's going to be secure enough to be able to get that, which means they're going to get more deals. Number two is, don't you want US commercial to grow? Because like that's where all the money is, like in the commercial business, and you're stuck on the government's. Like it made no sense. And then the worst thing is they bought Roku with it. And like, let's go to Roku. This is the saddest thing in the world to buy this TV stock over Palantir. It hasn't even, they bought this shit at 75 when they sold Palantir. So it's like yes, maybe you sold at $12. That was good on Palantir. Great job. But you threw it into this. Like, I would have rather you throw it into DNA over this. DNA has more potential than Roku. Like, who's doing research at ARK? Like I feel like me, Chris, Vitaly, and Carlos do research. Like, who's doing research at ARK to come up with this, that Roku's going to be the guy? Like, I read the Roku thing. I made a video on Roku. It has like 8,000 views on YouTube. And at the time, I was like, oh, this makes sense. And now I'm just like, this is stupid, bro. Roku? Zoom? Like, really? These are the stocks that, like, no, you're just wrong. You're wrong. And her stocks might go up. Palantir, by the way, up at 9.65 when interest rates come down. but there's nothing fundamentally unique. They're not even growing. There's no growth here. Zoom is barely growing 5%. Like, there's no growth, and you can't be a disruptive innovation. Again, DNA is one of the most innovative stocks I think Kathy's in. The problem is it has such a long runway to go to be able to prove that they're legit. So, it's just going to take a while, but I don't see it going anywhere. I just don't. I don't think Kathy sold because Karp dropped the F-bomb. Again, Elon's a tougher CEO than Karp in terms of, being crazier. I think it's because they thought growth was declining on governments. Bros, the next Starbucks. That's a good one. Chris actually knows a lot about Dutch Bros, so we'll talk about that one. We'll talk about Dutch Bros. I haven't looked into the fundamentals of the stock, but we will talk about this. Let me know if you guys drink Dutch Bros around you. I know it's big in Vegas and like in the Netherlands. I think it's not. There's not any in New Jersey around me, so it's definitely a little bit different for me. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some CPI stuff. Okay, let's get a quick update here.
Right now, it is time for that CPI number. Rick Santelli has it. Rick?
Yes, our April read on the consumer price index, headline number expected to be up 0.4, is up 0.4. High watermark there was up 1.2. That was back in June of 22. If we look at ex-food and energy or core, it is also expected to be up 0.4, and it is up 0.4. High watermark there, well, that was up 0.8 in April of 21. And if we look at the year-over-year numbers, 4.9 on year-over-year headline. It has gone down every month since 9.1 extreme in June of 22, which was the extreme since 1981. And if we look at core year-over-year, 5.5 exactly as expected. And the high water mark there, 6.6. That was in September of last year, the high of 1982, to go back that far. And that is where the stickiness is. There isn't sticky in year-over-year headline. The stickiness is in the core. If you just look at the last 3 or 4 months, we have 5.5 this month, 5.6 last month, 5.5 before that, 5.6 in Jan, 5.7 in D's. Then in November, you're at 6%. That's where the drop-off started. So there's the congestion. But the markets are weighing in very quickly here, panel. Rates are moving down. 2-year rates are moving down. They're at 395. They were at 405. They're down 10 basis points. We're down about 5 basis points in a 10-year. And we've rallied nicely in the pre-opening Dow futures, now up 100 points. So the market is speaking, and it certainly doesn't.
Someone was excited. Someone was excited. Yeah, I mean, look, CPI came in low. That's what matters. CPI came. Look, the biggest thing that he said is that CPI came in low every year, every month since June. I'm really happy it didn't stay flat at 5%, because if it was flat at 5%, then we would have continued to see CPI decline, right? Or we wouldn't have seen this month over month, basically 8-9 months in a row now. About almost 10 months. Yeah, because next month is June, so 11 months in a row of CPI decline. So we see it because it went to 4.9. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that matters. The other big thing that matters is that 19 minutes and 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, on the morning stream, we have hit 300. And as soon as I said that, we get to 297. So we need those 3 people to come back. Palantir, right away, Roblox is up about 3%, even though their revenue was not that strong, as I saw Nate say in the comments, but market likes it. Look at that, baby. Look at that. That looks very sexy. That's all I'll say, okay? That looks very, very attractive. There was a girl I saw in high school. I was on the bus with her one day. I told her dead to her face. I said, you are the most beautiful girl on the planet. This is a true story. I'm not making this up. She looked at me. She said, Amit, don't say that because one day you're going to find a girl that's prettier than me. I said, no. You are the most beautiful girl on the planet. Was I trying to sleep with her? Absolutely. Did I end up sleeping with her? Absolutely. But nonetheless, I did believe that at the time. But she was right. Because I found a more pretty girl, and I'm looking at her right now at $9.80. This is the most beautiful girl on the planet, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, Palantir. Now, when you get to $10, you'll be the most beautiful girl on the planet. That version of Palantir will be better than this version of Palantir. But let's see if we get there. Let's see if we get there. We got to get there. We got to get there. All bids, no asks. Yo, that is the coolest catchphrase, bro. That should be on a t-shirt. All bids, no asks. Yo, Rizzo, that is the coolest comment I've seen about a stock. As soon as you said that, I was like, that's it. That's legit. All bids, no asks. That's how I live my life. All bids, no asks, baby. All bids, no asks. We're back 300. Thank you, everybody. 300 people for being here. As soon as you said that, it starts crying. No, we're at 982. We're at 982. Look, I fully expect Palantir to go back to 7. If I'm being super honest, so the fact that we're here, I'm euphoric because I don't. If we get there, we get there. Are you implying that you're going to sleep with Palantir? I think this. I mean, Karp's not a bad-looking dude. What was I going to say? I was going to say, please put in the chat right now if this is one of your first morning streams or like the second morning stream. I want to know if there's anyone new who came from like the big Palantir earnings day we had. There was a lot of new subscribers. Just put in the chat if you're new to the earnings stream, to the morning stream. I would just like to know and just to see who's new here. Clearly this is an exciting day. Let's just enjoy the moment. Yep. But will you sleep with it for the long term? Oh, I'll get married to it and we'll divorce when it's at like $100. But for now, I'll get married. Wow, man, that's momentum. 986. 980. Let me check my portfolio real quick. I would like to just take a little look at the portfolio. Aw, it looks so nice. It looks so nice. It looks so beautiful right now. Let me look at this. Wow, this is and again, we don't get these days often, so that's why I'm looking at it. Like it's not always gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, look, wow, 989, 989, 989. We got 989, ladies and gentlemen. Could we get to that 10? Could we get to that 10? Could we get to that 10? That is the question. That is the question. That's what we got to see. That's what we got to see. That's what we got to see. All right. Well, what else is going on in the stock market? What else do we got in the stock? I've been listening for a while. Awesome, Felipe. Been following you on Twitter. Love it. Love it. Thank you for being here. Nate, you're not new. Shut up. Adrian, what's up? Everclear, you're not new. Amid dreams about Palantir. Honestly, there is a girl I dream about, and she's not Palantir. And I'm not going to say her name, but I should probably text her because she keeps showing up in my stupid dreams, and it's annoying. Amid, I think the phrase there, how many zeros are on that net worth? That's true. That's true. I was the 300th viewer. Where's my we got to do that thing like what radio does, where it's like if you literally call in on the 300th time, you get like free tickets or some shit. We got to do that. I got to set up like an infrastructure for people to call in. Like, yeah, the StreamYard link is cool, but we got to figure out some other stuff. Let's see Twitter. Okay, let's go to Twitter. Let's see the momentum. If you're not following me on Twitter, it's in the description. If you don't have a Twitter, make a Twitter. Help support free speech. Let's just see. My Twitter feed is usually Palantir, so let's see what Palantir tweets are going on. Okay, so here we go. We got Brett. Who needs a beer? You got some Palantir beer holders. I love it. That's awesome. Will Palantir break $10? I'm going to vote yeah, and we'll see. We will see. Palantir trading above its closing, above its price. Oh, wow. On DPO, Palantir closed at $9.55. It is trading above that. Not bad. Not bad at all. Palantir just getting warmed up after Q1. Oh, yeah, by the way, what's his name? Steven put up an article. Let's see if I can read it live. I'm going to retweet this bad boy. Will I be able to read it, or was Seeking Alpha going to screw me? Please don't screw me, Seeking Alpha. I just want to read it. Unlock this article with premium. Wait, I'm gonna go incognito. I'm gonna go incognito on these Mo effers. 989 on Palantir. Can I get it? 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 Hold on. I think I'm about to get it, ladies and gents. I think I'm about to get it. I think I'm gonna get it. I think I oh my god, this two-step verification shit, bro. Every time two-step verification. It's not even sending the stupid thing. I need to tell Steven to just like start literally to start just emailing me the articles so I could read the Microsoft Word version of it. I don't use Seeking Alpha enough to pay for it, bro. If I used it enough to pay for it, I would do it. But it's also a little expensive. So oh, I got it. All right. So can you guys see this? Let me make sure you can see this. Can you guys? Yep, you can see this. There we go. You can see this. Here we go. Okay. Steven, I'm reading your article right now in front of everybody. All right. So what did Steven say? Steven, by the way, someone I trust. He was I posted a screenshot yesterday on Twitter, which you would know if you're following me on Twitter. So follow on Twitter. He's a big SoFi bull, right? And we were texting last night. I really respect Steven. He really understands how to analyze companies. And he writes like a lot of articles for Seeking Alpha. So you guys should definitely follow him there. And he texted me, he's like, yo, I'm more bullish on Palantir than SoFi now. And so I screenshotted that and I put it on Twitter. And the SoFi community got so upset. They were like, how could you be betraying us? Blah, blah. And in the tweet, I made sure I said, I think both will be good long term. And still everyone was just like, just because Palantir's up doesn't mean blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, SoFi is up more than Palantir right now. Like, why are you getting upset? Like, I said both should be good. But it was cool because Steven was very bullish on SoFi over the past 5 months. And now he's like, you know what? Fuck SoFi. I'm more bullish on Palantir. Okay. I believe Q1 2023 is a turning point for Palantir. Second quarter of GAAP profitability. Largest red flags was stock-based comp, which has continued to decline quarter-over-quarter for 7 quarters. This is correct. AI is the next breakthrough in computing, and Palantir is positioned to be one of the largest winners on the enterprise side. Palantir is a high-margin business, which operates at a 36% margin for cash from operations and 34% free cash flow margin. I do believe that Palantir will be the most important software company behind Microsoft, and shares of Palantir could deliver a 5 to 10x return by 2030. If it 5x's, the stock will be at $45 in 2030. If it 10x's, it will be at $90 in 2030. Right now, the stock is at $9.93. Wow. 9 cents away from $10. Okay, what does he say? You can bypass the paywall with an ad block. Yeah, I never used one of those. Okay, Palantir is a company that I'm extremely excited about. On numerous occasions, I said they could become the most important software company behind Microsoft. Less than a year ago, I became very critical of Palantir, and I said this, giving this investment 1 year to excite me again. Otherwise, I would cut my losses. I never believed he was going to do that, bro. I know in August 2022, when Carp said we're not going to be profitable to 2025, that's when Sasha was sold. That's when, a lot of YouTubers started becoming bearish. That's when you saw a lot of channels that are posting a lot now. They were not posting a lot back then. There was one guy who was covering. The only person who made a video on the Palantir Microsoft deal was the channel you're watching right now, because no one was even excited 3 months ago when Palantir looked like it was dead. Things gets exciting. Palantir's never been a trade for me, and I look at my long-term investments as being held 5 to 10 years. After Q1, shares of Palantir were up more than 25%. Okay, so what else does he get into? Q1 was a stronger quarter for Palantir and is a turning point that set the foundation for its future. When it comes to the high flyers, you're either an unprofitable tech company or you're not. Palantir has been free cash flow positive many times, but they just delivered second consecutive quarter of GAAP profitability. 17 million in GAAP, 4 million in GAAP income. They made 4 million from actual business operations, which was the other big surprise here, not just financial engineering. They beat their revenue estimates by 19 million. That was something that people aren't thinking about enough. Like, they really beat revenue expectations, which hopefully they do again. Stock-based comp, the quarterly SBC as an expenses decreased by 50% as Palantir shed 118 million off this expense since Q2 of 2021. The current amount of SBC may turn some investors off, but I'm going to offer a reason why it's not a big deal. Palantir is now GAAP profitable on a net income and operations level. They are doing this while attribution over 100 billion of SBC to its expenses. SBC is trending lower. And yeah, look at that chart right there. Look at how cute that chart is. It's just going down, down, down. It's still up above 100 million, but it's going down, which is what matters. Commercial customer growth, look at that one. So we were at Q1 2021 below 100. Now we are at above just below 400. We're at like 397. Commercial and governmental count. Obviously, government's staying flat because government's harder to scale, but commercial is going up a lot. I'm gonna put this in the chat, and you guys can take a look at this. Since I don't want to read the entire article here on stream. If you open it incognito, you'll probably be able to see it for free. So check it out. But yeah. Oh, did we hit 10? Did we hit 10? We're at 996. I think we hit 10 for a second. We hit 10 for guys. It seems like the market is like they like what they saw from earnings. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. 999. 999. I just want to see that $10. I didn't get a chance to see it. You guys might have seen it. I just want to see it. I just want to see it before I die. It's one of my dreams before it's all over. I want to see you at $10 before it's... if you guys watch Westworld, Dolores is one of the main characters. And I've been saying dollars as Dolores. And every time I say it, I think of Dolores. Oh, it's going back down. No. I need to see 10. I need to see 10. I think it didn't get to 10. 999. Look, that's the peak on Webull. I don't know if it hit 10. Let's see. Let's see. I just want to hit 10 live on stream. It would be nice. We haven't seen 10 in years, bro. It's been 55 years since we've seen $10, bro. 55 years. So 10 is over a 20 billion valuation. Yes. So that is the hard part to reconcile with Palantir. The valuation is a premium, and they've got to grow for that to be justified. They haven't grown into the valuation yet, I would argue. They still need to grow into it. But, if they do, then it'll be pretty dope. When does interview with Jeremy drop? Let me actually text Jeremy right now. Actually, no, it's 6 a.m. his time. Let me text him a little bit later. He said he might be able to make Finance Junkies on a Wednesday. So I'll text him today to confirm if he can make it. And we will see if so we'll be on the lookout for that. We might get Jeremy on the podcast today. We will see. We will see. We saw 10 a couple months ago. Oh, wait. Yeah, we did on the earnings write-up. I forgot. We did see 10 a couple months ago. I forgot about that. Let's see. I got Rivian yesterday because you guys discussed it. Where's Rivian? We didn't go deep into their earnings, but we did a little bit. Oh, wow. Rivian's up 11%. I don't know that much about Rivian. I know that they're probably going to win in the EV race, not as much as Tesla, but they're going to be around. I just don't know about them that much. If I was going to buy, obviously I would buy Tesla. But, Rivian might do well. I know nothing about their numbers either. Like, that's the other thing. I just, like, their market cap is 14 billion. I don't even know how much revenue they put up. So I've got to do some deep digging before I go deeper into Rivian. NASDAQ at 12,256. NASDAQ's doing amazing. Amazon at 108. Snapchat 857. Again, 1 cent away. It's that. Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. $10. We saw it for a second, even though it left. It's like that girl in your dreams. You see her for a second, then you got to wake up, but we saw it. 53K share wall at 10. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 10's going to be tough. 10's going to be tough to hit. But we got there. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. We saw it. We came, we conquered. We achieved. No, we still have a long way to go. All of us are down 50%, but still, it wasn't bad. All right, so I haven't come out with a video yet on my full earnings thoughts. I'll be doing that today. I have to record it right after the stream. I'll be looking at the core slides that mattered and some of the main stuff to talk about. And yeah, so please make sure to watch that video. That'll be out probably around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, if I had to argue. And I'll be doing a full earnings recap. Crashing down to 7 by the end of May. Look, it might happen. And if it does, I will actually be very ecstatic to buy at 7. Like, I haven't been happy buying at 7 the past couple months because, it's just, I was buying it, but I wasn't like happily buying it. Now that they're gap profitable, I will happily buy it because if the market puts it to 7 for a company that said they're going to be into the S&P 500, you're basically buying something that's, I don't want to say a guaranteed double, but a very strong possibility to double at $7. Because S&P 500 inclusion is just it's just like supply and demand of shares. Like, shares are going to get bought when that happens. And if management says we expect to be gap profitable every quarter, it means we're going to be in the S&P 500. Like, it's just going to happen, right? You have to have above a 12 billion market cap. Palantir has that down. So if it gets down to 7, I would really consider consolidating into Palantir and selling off some positions. But I don't know if we get to 7 again. I don't know. We might. And if we do and the market's irrational, I'm buying. I'm buying heavy. I'm not buying heavy right now. I please do not buy heavy right now, because this momentum could die off very easily at 987. We barely held this price for a day. But at $7, we might get a better chance. Not going back to 7, this a new time for Palantir profitable this entire year. And that's the argument for why I don't think we go back to 7. But if the market turns stupid and they decide to sell off a lot of stuff, then I think it's important to consolidate. Enphase at 159. Yeah, look, a lot of people said Enphase was going to 130. I don't know if Enphase gets there. I think Enphase might consolidate around the 60 range as well. Now, again, I could be wrong here, but I've DCA'd into Enphase. I like Enphase. I still have my position. We'll see where it goes. The next earnings might be flat, but I think that's baked in. TJ Rogers just bought 60,000 shares of Enphase over the past 2 weeks. So even if earnings is bad next time, I don't know if we see some massive decline as well. So we will see. Don't buy heavy right now. If you don't have a position, buy super heavy. I don't agree with that, Josh. If you don't have a position in Palantir, I would sell cash secured puts. I would sell cash secured. Let's see the premiums right now. I wouldn't FOMO in yet. It's only been 2 days of this momentum, Like, this is the one thing I think I've learned over the past 2 years. Do not buy at 8-month highs. Like, just be a little patient. And I've made this mistake countless times, and I'm finally deciding to not make this mistake again. It's like, you never know. It's good on the green days. It's great, but on it can turn red any second if the market decides to have its way. We have all averages around 15, and you were telling people to now buy heavy right now, 10. No, I'm telling people to wait till 7 to buy heavy, not buy now. I don't know if you misheard me. I'm saying at 7, if it gets there, buy heavy. At 10, I'm saying do not buy heavy at all, because this could go. I mean, last time we hold 10 for like maybe 3 days off the earnings pump, and then it disappeared, right? So the cash secured puts. So if you were to get an $8 cash secured put for June 9th, what about mixed? Yeah, these premiums are trash. So, oh no, okay. So November 17th is actually not bad. November 17th is great. They're giving you a $66 on cash secured puts. Off of what? Off of that would be $800. So what? 66 divided by 800. That's an 8.2.5% return. So I know it's in November and anything can happen until November, but I mean, I don't know if Palantir is getting to $20 by November, right? So I mean, look, out, but even August 18th, what's the premium there? It's $39. I think that's reasonable. So on August 18th, if you sell some cash secured puts, you have to put up $800 to get $40 back in a premium. And then if it gets to $8, you have to buy the shares. If not, you get to hold the money. That's 40 divided by 800 is about a 5% return. Not the worst. Not the worst. Now, granted, you could buy some cash secured, but you could sell some cash secured puts for a $9 strike price, but I think I could get there a little bit more easily. And there's some nice premiums there that are closer to the June and August versus like November. But that's how I would DCA into it. I wouldn't go balls deep. Look at that, 10:05. And again, I shouldn't be giving this advice, because as a shareholder, I should want all of you or everyone, right, to buy at these higher prices, because it pushes the stock higher for me that has a $15 average, and it actually, gets me closer. But I'm just being honest right now. I really don't know if we get to sustain this momentum. Again, I love looking at this. This makes me happier than you can imagine. But I do not trust Palantir yet to maintain this momentum. There's analysts that are going to look at this like a $21 billion market cap. What the hell? And they're going to look at the numbers like 18% year-over-year growth, $21 billion market cap, trading 11 times price to sales. No way. And they're going to sell it off. Now, granted, as I'm saying this, it's rallying its butt off. $10.15. This is not bad. Portfolio is looking very nice right now. Portfolio is looking very nice right now. Let's see if we can hold it, man. Let's see if we can hold it. I honestly think our new range is 850 to 950 instead of 7s. Again, I mean, your audience buying isn't going to push up. Yeah, I know. I know that. I'm just saying in general, right? If anyone is buying the stock at this price, it's better for people that have higher averages because it's just going to get people there. The website is Webull, guys. Webull is the website. Webull is the website. Didn't Palantir hit $10 in February, then came back to 70? Yep, that's exactly what happened. Palantir hit 10.30 at one point, right? What I meant to say is we all have averages around 15, and you are telling people to not buy heavy right now at 7. At 10. Yeah, because I think it is going to go lower. I think it will come back down to the 7s. And if I'm wrong, trust me, I will be very happily wrong. But I think it will, just because this is what Palantir does. If it proves me wrong, I will be happy. And then if you look, here's the thing. If I'm wrong and it doesn't come back to 7, you have to buy at 11 or 12. What's the difference, right? Like at that point, if you believe in the company, whether you buy it at 15, 10, 11, 12, or even 8 is not a big deal if you're holding until 2030 and the stock's going to be at $150. Like quite literally, it makes zero difference. It really doesn't make that much of a big deal. But if you have a chance for it to come down because it's going to retrace its steps, that's why I'm saying just be precautious. And again, this is not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. So that's all I'm saying. Wow. Think real. How many shares do you have? Remind everyone in the chat how many shares you have. I think you have a lot of shares. Your average is 810. That's a great average. Phenomenal average. Average is 790. Not bad. 1018, ladies and gentlemen. 1018. $10.18. Man. That's great. That's amazing. That's really, really awesome. Let's just see if we can hold. Let's see if we can hold the whole day now. We got to see. If we do hold and 10 becomes the new minimum, that's going to be like, let's say we hold 10 for like 2 months, right? And it's just 10. And now we're looking from 10 to 15. That's when things are going to get exciting to me. Because now people's averages that are under the water, they're going to start to get back above the water, right? And I think a lot of new players are going to come into this stock. And I think the stocks, the company has a lot of new things they're doing in terms of the coverage and all the stuff they're, enabling with their tech and their software and all the press they're going to get. At a $10 stock that's profitable and that has a lot more media interest, like Bloomberg just did a couple articles on Palantir over the past couple of days. I think things are getting exciting. It was that under $10 at $7, $6 where everyone just kind of wrote it off. And that's when buying should have been, a really big priority. I was buying a lot at 7, and more at $7, not at $6. More even at 880, I was buying a lot. I was looking at my buys yesterday, and I was buying a lot around that February, March time. But if we maintain 10 and we're finally above 10 for a while, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really, really nice. But my average is 16. Yeah, this is pretty much all of us. 792, 1184, 1035, 890, 32,000 shares by ThinkReal. Wait, so if you have, all right, so we're just going to calculate your profit. If you have 32,000 shares at $8.10, I'm just going to do that. You put 250 grand in the stock. So right now, those 32,000 are at 320,000. So you were up about 70 grand. Not bad. 70 grand Dolores. Small caps and growth stocks are ripping. Yeah, Ginkgo's up. Roblox is up. Amazon is up nicely. Robinhood is up. Tesla, look at that. Tesla beating through 174. Not bad on Tesla. SoFi is up. The banks are up. Let's go to DraftKings. Where's DraftKings? EKNG. DraftKings is up just a little bit. Fubo. What about Fubo? Fubo. Oh, Fubo is down a little bit. What about TTCF, bro? We haven't seen that in a while. TTCF's up a little bit. Not bad. C3 AI is up. People may be like, why is C3 AI $20 and Palantir's 10? C3 AI's market cap is $2 billion. Palantir has more cash on their balance sheet at $2.9 billion than C3 AI is worth. So when people say Palantir and C3 AI, it's like, come on now. 1020. We hit 1024 as a high. Woo-hoo-hoo. The market likes it. 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 Open Door. You guys think Open Door? Wow. Open Door up 20%. Congrats to Open Door shareholders. I have not bought this stock because they were buying homes high, selling low. I completely lost faith in this company. Now, granted, at $1.40, I saw it like a month ago, and I was like, it looks interesting at $1.40, but I still did not trust anything about Open Door because I saw what happened with Zillow's iBuying service. And to be honest, I have no time to even do the due diligence on Open Door. It takes a lot of time, and I just didn't have the time. So if you had the time and you bought at that $1.40 range, congrats to you. You're up 100%, probably in a month, right? Where was it 6 months ago? It was at 91 cents at one point. What? So that was December. Then it hit $3 in February. Then it hit, yeah, basically all of March is at 125. So you doubled your money if you load it up at 125. Again, I just didn't have the energy to do it, man, because I was not going to lose my money at 125. I was like, this shit goes out of business. It was a Chamath SPAC, which actually gives more credibility to it than it doesn't. The timing of it was bad, but Chamath is not like he doesn't pick bad businesses per se, right? SoFi was a great business, just like the timing sucked. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Think Real, $20 super chat. Go Palantir. 331 people in here. Everyone thumbs up. Go Palantir. I appreciate that so much. Think Real. I'm thinking of doing a video. And the video is about why the Palantir community is special. Why the Palantir community is special. And the reason I want to do that video is because, okay, so a couple things. I'll give you guys the outline for why I'm thinking about that video, and then I'll be out of here. Look at that. Look at that. 1027. You know when I was born? I was born on 10/20 motherfucking 7. October 27th, 1997. There we go. Palantir 1027. That's what I'm talking about. It's at 1029 now, so it's even past 1027. Up 7%, which means it's up 30% in the past. Look at that. In the past, a little bit above 30% in the past couple of days, in the past days since earnings. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. Congratulations, Palantir shareholders. Even though we're down, congrats. This is the journey of getting back to the top. Okay, the reason I want to make this video is because I started making Palantir content in November 2021, and I didn't realize it was going to become a community, but it became a community. And the reason I love the Tesla community so much is because they all have a common goal. One of them is yes, increase returns on the stock price. But the other thing is they just want to see the company win, right? They want to see good things win. And they all come from different points of analysis to try to cover the company. And then you've got Elon Musk, right? There's so much stuff to cover that they all band together and they cover it. And they protect their company from all the negative coverage. I think Palantir is in a similar situation where there's so much stupid negative coverage. It's like these enemies that are trying to destroy Palantir for no reason. And all of us are the ones that know the truth. All of us are the ones that know that their mission is actually important. They're trying to save democracies. They're trying to really make sure that in a deglobalized world, companies do well. It's not as inspiring as climate change and Tesla, but you can make a case for this Ukraine situation that it is pretty inspiring what they're doing. And we have a CEO who's not as public as Elon Musk, but definitely loves to talk in an eccentric way. So, a lot of times I've been asked of hey, Amit, why do you make so many videos about Palantir? And my response is there's not that many other companies to make videos about, right? It's like, do you want to make videos about Disney, about Open Door? No, I want to make videos about something that and again, you can't just do this for views, right? People oh, you're doing it for views. It's bro, I don't know how you can do 1,200 videos about one company for views. At some level, it's going to get boring. At some level, you have to actually like the company. And if you go to the earliest videos when I was talking about the ontology and philosophy, I love that shit. It was so interesting. And then the company just kept doing more stuff. And I was like, well, this is even more interesting. And then, things compound on each other because it's a high growth tech company and you have a lot of stuff to cover. And ultimately it forms a community. And I'm just so excited to be part of this community and be one of the guys here. And so that's why I'm thinking about doing this video, because it's why not cover a Palantir, especially if Palantir is growing, especially if there's more excitement about the company. It is so difficult to find one good stock in the stock market to cover, right? It's so difficult to find one good stock to find. People are you should cover more stocks. It's bro, I would never be able to intelligently tell you about 5-6 stocks. Like, yeah, on Finance Junkies, we talk about a bunch of stocks, but that's just fun. But to deeply cover, look at all this green, by the way, on the right side. There's so much green right now. To deeply cover that many stocks is not easy. You're just going to suck at it, right? And so that's kind of why a lot of my portfolio is in Palantir, because I actually cover the company. I understand it. I can sleep well at night no matter where the share price goes, because I believe in it. And if you believe in it, that means you should be making content about it. And if there's a whole community, and there should be content to be made, right? There should be a lot of content to talk about. And with Palantir, there is. And so that's why it's fun to cover Palantir. So that's the gist of the video. I'm going to make outside as well. But it's just going to be me, like kind of vlog style. It's not going to be that serious when I make the video. Time to hit the gym later. Thank you, Miyoko, for being here. We'll see you later. Congrats, Amit. You've come a long way and now are deserving the rewards. Congrats to the Palantir Bulls. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for being here. Growth Stock Wizard. Let's go, Palantir. I'm holding till $100 or more. Let's go. Market is ripping. Market is ripping. Palantir is the part of this growth story that I found that I find fantastic. Yeah, it is the case. I'm going to call Steve right now. Let me see if he picks up. Steve is the guy who wrote the article, by the way. Let's see if he picks up. Let's see if he picks. You can see.
Hello.
Yo, Steve, I'm on my live stream right now. There's 319 people. We just got done reading a little bit of your article, and I sent the link so the rest of them can read it. Palantir's at 1012. Do you want to say anything to these 300 people about what you're seeing with the price action today?
In the words of Amit, LFG.
Okay, put in the chat if you know what LFG means, because this guy did not know what LFG means. Capital LFG.
Looking for group, not what you were saying.
So he said it means looking for group. I'm like, what type of nonsense are you telling me, Steve? He's like, what's LFG? I mean, LFG's let's fucking go. That's what it means. He's like, no, it means looking for group. I'm like,
it means looking for group. Anybody who's played video game knows it's looking for group.
I was like, what? Looking for group? What are you talking about? Look, the whole chat is saying it's let's fucking go. So anyway, your article.
Ever played any MMORPG knows it's looking for group.
Okay, you got one person who said looking for group. Miguel agrees with you. Thanks, Miguel.
Ask him if he's played World of Warcraft. I guarantee that answer is yes.
Okay, it's probably less. Yes. Your article was really good.
I think this is a turning point. I think people are going to wake up to the fact that this is not the black box that has been pegged to them. And I'm really hoping, as I said in the article, that the stigma is going to change. And look, the results from Tyson Foods, the results from BP, and the other large corporate enterprises that utilize Palantir, I think more and more companies are going to look at that. And if you look at the commercial count, how much growth there has been, I don't remember the numbers. I don't have the article in front of me. I think it's grown 300-something% over the past 8 quarters or something like that. I think that we're really going to see a shift. And when more private enterprises sign up and use this, you can't call them a predominantly military industrial complex company or a black box company. You just can't do it.
I agree with you. It's hard for them to call them a black box, given what they're doing. You had a lot of charts in your article. You had customer count growth, revenue acceleration, SBC deacceleration. What is one chart that you put in the article that you think was like one of the most meaningful ones that would sum up why you think the price is going up currently?
I don't know which one's more important, but forget about the revenue growth chart because everybody knows a revenue growth story here. I think SBC is probably a little bit more important only because that's been a main bear thesis for a lot of people. And SBC has come down the past 7 quarters, quarter over quarter, and that's an expense against the bottom line. When SBC goes down and revenue goes up and the rest of the expenses stay somewhat the same, margins are going to increase and expand, and that's very good for profitability. So Palantir can continue the trend, which they continue for 7 consecutive quarters, where you can see better margins. And let's not forget, forget adjusted free cash flow. You know that I hate adjusted numbers. It is one of my pet peeves. I just can't stand it. Palantir has basically no CapEx. I think their CapEx this quarter was $4.6 million. Their free cash flow was $182 million, pure free cash flow. it was 34.77%, I think. That is a very high free cash flow yields. When you look at what they are forecasting for Q2 and then all of 2023 on their income from operations, they could maintain a 30% plus free cash flow margin going forward. Now, we're not going to know until the next set of numbers comes out and the rest of Q3 and Q4, but this is a very high margin business and they have no debt. That's why I put in the end of the order different predictions that they're hypothetical. They may or may not happen. I have no clue. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm very excited. We went over the free cash flow hypothesis last year, I think, and I think we're going to have to update it and do a new one.
Yeah, it is. No, that's great analysis. I think that makes a lot of sense. SBC decreasing as a percentage of revenue is also really important. And as you said, they're a big business that has great margins because they're a tech company. Now it's just a question of if they can grow. And
well, I think the question is, who's their competitor? When you think about companies have to do more with less, companies are not going to engage with Palantir and then get rid of them in 2 years, because anybody who's done any type of implementation in the tech field knows that implementations, after you do it, you don't want to go through their implementation if you don't have to.
Right. Right.
So, this is going to be one of those things where it's going to probably be a few winners take most of the sector. And if you believe that Palantir is ahead of the curve on what they develop, why would a company like BP, who is one of the 4 super majors and has had tremendous success with Palantir, why would they look to somebody else for the next evolution in computing, which is going to be AI, when Palantir is at the forefront of it?
I think that's the thing where you have to have some vision, right? Like you have to. This is what being a growth investor means. Like, you have to really believe that, just like the NVIDIA people with the GPUs, you have to believe, holy crap, every company is going to need this thing. And if ARP is what we think it is, if Karp speaking about demand the way he's speaking about demand is not bullshit, then yeah, there's a really big bull thesis, even if the valuation at $10 is $21 billion.
Yes, and look, I've always said this is a 5 or 10 year time horizon. I'm still a little bit down. It's definitely a lot better in the past 2 days. I don't know what my actual price per share is because I hold Palantir in several accounts, but not down that much anymore because I've been DCAing into it. But look, this is something where it's money that I am okay with losing if I lose it. It is a speculation play on the growth side of my portfolio, and I'm looking 5 or 10 years out. Look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Diversification is the key to investing. I do believe that a large chunk of money should be in index funds, but people should also have exposure to quality dividend stocks. Definitely exposure to big tech, but there should be some risk side with some educated guesses after doing due diligence. And Palantir, like SoFi, are 2 of my 3 long-term spec plays I think could be huge companies.
Did you like that screenshot I posted yesterday on Twitter?
Which one?
The one where the
SoFi. Oh, yeah, very funny.
Bro, the SoFi community was like, just because Palantir is up doesn't mean. I was like, yo, in the tweet, I said both of them can be good long term. I was like, this is coming from a pretty reputable SoFi bull, though.
Not to host SoFi Weekly.
Yeah, the guy was like, you got to get off SoFi Weekly. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. It is what it is.
I think they're both going to be great long-term companies, but right now with the explosive growth that everybody is projecting is going to occur in AI, Chris and I have said it. I know I've said it numerous times, and Chris has said it numerous times. I do believe you're going to see Palantir mimic a Salesforce type revenue growth and free cash flow growth over the next decade. I think that's going to be the best comparison of a company that I can make it. And I stand by what I said 2 years ago when I wrote my first article that Palantir has the ability to become the most important software company behind Microsoft. And the reason I say that is because I don't think anybody will ever overtake Microsoft because they have Office 365, Windows, Dynamic, which is a phenomenal ERP platform. They have so much software that is just used every day. I think they're going to be the king, but Palantir could become number 2.
I agree. Steve, I'm going to let you go, but real quick, one thing I got to tell you is that the chat is saying, they're saying that you have a voice for CNBC. And I have to agree with them. You have a voice for CNBC. Like, I can imagine you. I can imagine, what's his name? Scott asking you questions, and you just, like, you got that. You should be on CNBC.
Oh, I appreciate that. And this is not scripted. I didn't even know it was going to call me.
That's true. But you always pick up when I call you, which is why I love you, which is awesome.
Well, I try to. Right now, I'm going through all my emails and trying to get through everything because I had to take yesterday off. So I picked up while I was doing my email stuff.
You took yesterday off from work?
Yeah, I had to do a couple things.
Okay. Got you. All right, brother. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the weekly on Friday, and we'll keep discussing.
Yeah, it should be fun. Don't worry. Triple shot espresso at 9:30.
You saw the comments on the last one? They saw you were falling asleep.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you call me out of the blue and I'm not, in that mode and I'm exhausted. I was on the couch.
I know. You were literally on the couch. Your webcam was all fucked up. You were just like...
Yeah, I was not getting up to go to my office. I was on the couch. I wasn't moving. When I showed up.
You're just eating your milk and cookies. You're like, I'm so tired.
Dude, milk and cookies are very important.
I love it.
Very important.
All right, man. Well, I'm putting your article again in the chat. Everyone, please check out this article. It's a great, great article. Please follow him on Seeking Alpha. His Twitter is there as well. And yeah, that's awesome, Steve. I'll see you on Friday.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. We'll see if we hold up 10. We're at 10:07. Let's see what happens for the rest of the week. I got to go. I got so much shit to do. I stayed 20 minutes over. I usually end at 10. We're at 10:22. But Palantir, great day. Awesome stuff. I'll have an earnings video coming out later today talking about my thoughts on earnings because I didn't break them down yet. Just me looking at the camera. So I'll do that. We'll have finance junkies on tonight, and we'll keep the train growing and go from here. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining the morning live stream. We held 300. 300 is becoming a little bit of an average. Let's just see if we can keep batting 300. That would be awesome. And then eventually, hopefully 400, 500. That would be crazy. But we got a lot of work to do to get there. So I appreciate you guys. It means the world to me. Have a great day. I will see you later tonight on Finance Junkies. Good night, everybody.